So I'm here in Boston at Skegness with Richard Tice, who's chairman of the Reform Party. Nice to see you, Richard.
Nice to see you, Alan. It's fantastic. It's a sunny day. It's a very special day, actually. It's Armed Forces Day. We're here at the stunning War Memorial here in the centre of Boston, and there have been events here throughout the day. But we also had, earlier in June, we had the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and the ceremony here was truly amazing. And I met a 100-year-old war veteran who placed his wreath here, and I have to say it's one of the most beautiful war memorials I've ever seen. The plaques of campaigns, of regiments, of individuals. It's truly it's very humbling, actually. It sends a shiver down the spine. It really does. Amongst all the other stuff going on in the world, you know, we must never forget. And Lincolnshire there's so much history, particularly with the RAF. There were about 100 airfields during the Second World War in Lincolnshire, and so there's a tremendous military history and pride and sort of feeling of self-belief amongst veterans, and a real sense that this great nation we're losing that self-belief, we're losing that confidence, and that's what all of this represents, this extraordinary heritage. It's one of the most humbling things. Just also up at Woodall Spa, there's a beautiful memorial there to the RAF, the people from RAF Coningsbury, and it really, do you know, I've rarely felt so touched actually about the history as I've sort of, you know, spent weeks here learning and really enjoying it. Just remarkable.
It's very important, it's very beautiful. Maybe we can get a little look of the monument. I mean, I will ask you afterwards why you think it is that we're losing some of that, because it's poignant.
It really is, and I think it's actually about what we're being taught our children in schools, and we're teaching the wrong type of history. And we're teaching that everything's bad and that what we did was bad, whereas actually what we should be teaching is the remarkable achievements typified by these memorials, not just here in Boston, but actually in market towns up and down the length and breadth of the United Kingdom. And that it's just truly extraordinary. The plaques here to the Normandy campaign, Dunkirk veterans, Dieppe. Just extraordinary. And where I've been staying actually was the home of the Dambusters Squadron in the Second World War, and that, again, there's pictures all on the walls, and it's just very, very special.
And do you think with the British public that resonates with the British public? Because often we kind of hear from certain people with certain ideas, and they seem to be in many of the institutions, a lot of the media, that type of thing. But what's your take? You've been out canvassing, talking to people. Where do you think that is?
It's so much bigger in the real world, in villages, in market towns, all over our great United Kingdom, than actually that sense of patriotism, of pride. Actually, people of no party or any party, your traditional, old school, socially conservative Labour voter is as patriotic as anybody. And I think, you know, actually we should try and put party politics away from that sense. And engender a real sense of strength, appreciation, and you know what? I mean, in a dangerous geopolitical world, actually, the best way to guarantee peace is to be strong and to prepare for war. That's the reality. Sounds tough to say, but history always shows it.
One of the things that's come up is the question, actually, of conscription or some kind of national service. Some people might ask, you know, the idea might be an interesting idea, but when people have not promoted the ideas of freedom, liberties, privacy, and like as universal principles that are really like held, and after the last few years where we've seen a lot of them squandered and suffocated, how that might be hard to convince people to go out and do that. But how do you see that? Because they are important questions.
They are. I think that you can't design such a scheme on the back of a fact packet. And the truth is that our armed forces have been worn down, both financially and also motivationally, with the quality of the way that our serving personnel are looked after, accommodated, equipped, and the veterans have been abandoned. And so what we've got to do is we've got to invest much more in defence, which is part of what we stand for, and in looking after, as I say, our existing personnel in much better accommodation, properly equipped. But then also we need we need to be a world leader in having a real department of veterans that treats them as treasured assets, and we should be maximising the use of people who've been in the armed forces, because at the moment, frankly, what's gone on is just laughable. And you compare that to what happens in, for example, the United States. We've got so much opportunity there, and we at Reform are absolutely passionate about that. Nigel's passionate about it. I'm passionate about it. Yeah, we can do this really well. And do you know what? There's a massive appetite for it. And so, yeah, these are some of the things that we've got to do. And that all is about. It's about taking the best of who we are, best of what we have been, and saying, right, now we've got to go for it. We've got to grow it. We've got to maximise it.
Thank you.